2. We are live. Thank you all so much for joining us as we do the Cthulhu and Cairo review, episodes 45 through 47. We are very honored to have Kyla, who played Aveline Hammond, in these episodes for the final time.
R.I.P. Sweet Princess.
Exactly. Honestly, I meant to, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, but I meant to put like beside where my Matt McLeod name is their title, but beside hashtag sorry not sorry. But just to be mean. But so yeah, so 3 great episodes and a terrible loss in the middle of those episodes. Yeah, the episode 45. I mean, you're on a mission, like you're trying to watch out and make sure everything's good and set up and everything's kosher. You talk with the smuggler. Work up a deal to make things safer for you compatriots, and end up having to, God knows what you're having to smuggle back, But hi,
Yeah, that
welcome, Linda.
Hi, Melinda.
So yeah, we didn't know exactly what you're having to smuggle back, but we assume it's some sort of going back to the States, probably some sort of drugs or something like that.
We'll never find out, unfortunately, because that deal is dead.
The deal is dead, like the man said, like the smuggler said. Exactly. The deal died with you.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, very, very rough end at the beginning of that. At first, I was like, "Oh no, I'm almost here." I knew he was going to be too far behind, and I was like, "Oh no, he's here. And then when he's got you, I'm like, oh, God, she's not getting out of it this time. She is not getting out of it this time. You're done.
No way. Yeah, like it's. My keeper set it up where I could have had a chance to run. Like you said, you can make a dex check, get into the kitchen, and just go. But with everything that happened, her watching the Nepalese mountain climbers get shot,
yeah.
I went into Aveline's head and think, she's not moving. She ain't moving. And she's gonna like say something stupid and get herself either hurt or killed. And it turned out to be the latter. So
yeah, I mean, you're really buzzy, Melinda. You got something over your microphone, or sounds like ET phoning home. I don't know what that is. Log out, log back in. Let's see if that'll work.
I think apparently the only one that was absolutely stunned that it was just like so fast that I was like,
it did happen fast. It did happen.
What happened?
Really,
like,
really
are you serious? Did she just die? Like, did he just kill her? I was like floored. And I'll be like perfectly honest. I had trouble focusing on episode 47 because I was so
46 and 47. Yeah.
Well, 46 was okay because they were talking about it. So, and that's when like Catherine, they discovered that she was dead. You know what I mean? So it was like, that was still a whole part of it. 47 was disconnected from that. They had already, I guess, kind of moved on from it and was, moving the plot along, which is great. But I just had trouble like being able to focus on that at all. I just couldn't.
Oh yeah. If you pow, and I mean, at the end of 45 is like pow, you're like, did he like gut shot her, like shoot her in the leg? Is she dead? It wasn't really clear, I don't think, at the end of 45. And then in 46, it's like,
I thought it was.
I think it was. It seemed like. I mean,
sure.
I feel. I was pretty sure. Like this is still a read through for me. So I had already heard it before, but I remember being like, "What?" Because the first time I listened to it, it was already like 11 o'clock at night when the episode ended, and I was like, "Of God!" Now I have to listen to another episode because I have to find out like. Make sure that she really is dead.
Exactly. See? Yeah.
One sentence let me know.
What was it?
Excuse me. Can you hear me better now?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you.
Much better.
One sentence let me know that Aveline was dead. He said he owed her a shot. And you had shot him.
Death for death. Yeah, in the face too. Yeah, in the face.
Yep. Oh yeah. It was a conversation I had with Keeper afterwards. Like, Mueller was gonna shoot her, but he said, like, listen, Catherine could get to you. You could still live, but it's like, no, like, no, this feels.
You can call him Dad.
Sorry, sorry. Yes,
You're
he is my
fine.
father. If he, like, any of you viewers don't know, Raz is my dad. But yeah, he gave me the option. Kat could have done something or tried to, or I would have been like in Nepal while they went and got the object of power, because I would have been out of commission in the hospital. But I felt like, no, this is how she needs to go out. Like, she's not gonna. Mueller wasn't gonna go easy on her.
No,
Aveline wasn't like gonna hold back her words on him. Like,
wasn't gonna roll over. Yeah.
yeah, when she told him, like, if I get out of these chains, I'm gonna hunt you down and I'm gonna shoot you again and again and again. And
Well,
then he's like, oh. And although I'm in the ether, I saw the screenshot my sister Lauren sent to me of his face while this whole interaction was happening on Roll20, and he definitely had the Mueller like, really? Okay. And I'm like, oh, well, yep. Figures.
Aveline is not, even in normal circumstances, for a very experienced vigilante, it's not a character that's built for longevity.
No.
It's a character that's going to go out violently
in a blaze of glory. Yeah, exactly.
And I loved Aveline. I love Aveline. Do not get me wrong. I was really upset
For that.
I think I think every single scene that had Aveline in it was one of my favorites.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aww,
Absolutely.
It was rough.
Yeah.
It was lost.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as Catherine's kind of like the head of the team, you're kind of like the heart. You know, you're definitely. And if we were talking about the group in D&D terms, you're obviously the paladin, sort of almost lawful good. Not really lawful stupid, but so lawful good that you are going to make that hard choice. Yeah, it's more Faye. But you're definitely going to make that hard choice that the others can't or won't. And that in a Call of Cthulhu game, will get you killed quick. So that's where we were. And you know, it's one of the things. Like, I honestly am surprised you got this far with the character. It just kind of speaks to how resourceful you were.
Yeah, like the vampire fight with Dr. Mafucci. I thought I was a goner.
Yeah.
I scrambled together a good ending out of that, but this one, and again, it was just so. It was the time. It felt like she had nothing left to lose, and she was going to go.
It felt right. It did feel right.
Go for it.
I disagree vehemently. It did not feel right to me. I did not like it.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, it got you interested, and it hurts you. I mean, I think that's good drama. Good drama.
It's very good drama. Excellent. Absolutely.
And Aveline, let's face it, Aveline was. I wanted to say Aveline's like a Batman character, except that I realized Aveline was so much cooler than Batman. Because if you take away his gadgets, what do you got?
World's greatest detective, best martial artist in the world. Genius billionaire full of money. And...
He's a billionaire full of money. And he's a decent detective.
The world's greatest detective.
He needs his gadget. Whereas Aveline just...
We're going to agree to disagree. But anyway.
I will hold on to that, though, for the rest of my days. Aveline Hammond, better than Batman. I'll make a t-shirt.
Oh.
Better than Batman. I mean,
I said what I said and I meant it.
Limited edition, one of a kind. Yeah. I mean, super great. I mean, just the way, it was hard. It was very hard. And it was like a gut punch to the team, and everybody was definitely feeling it in 46. Where they're still trying to make their plans to do this thing. And I love that scene where, we introduce Ella, and, she just kind of comes in and gets immediately recognized, and it's not really that, oh, you look like a loyal, friendly adventurer, join the party kind of deal. No, you've got somebody vouching for you, That's nice. Yeah.
The guy that plays John.
Scott.
Scott was truly surprised, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He didn't know you were bringing in Ella.
No. And I've said it before on the podcast, but I'll say it here for anybody watching now. Ella Walcott was a character that we made in a previous adventure called the Voyage of the Gertrude Dobbs, I believe. And John Scully and Ella met there. They already had a relationship. She is technically the reason why he got into occultist stuff in the first
Oh, really?
place.
Really?
Yeah, because her like past pushed her to push the ship towards this island in the middle of the Atlantic, and this is where they get involved with like cannibal gods and crazy magic.
Oh yeah, the
like,
island,
yeah.
the doc. Yeah, Joy Murta. Yeah, or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So John recognized her, but they separated, and it's been a couple years, and then she comes back and it's like, wait, you did this seriously? And I'm like, yeah, I loved Ella so much. I created this amazing backstory for her of how she got on the voyage itself, and now continuing with her is so like rewarding. But there's a lot to her that doesn't seem quite right also, which is something
I'm going to give a spoiler because you recreate her a third time in a different system.
Yes,
for Poltergeist, the patron only podcast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're missing out a lot if you're not in it. Yep.
You're missing a lot if you're not like in the Patreon. So go support us, Cthulhu and Cairo Patreon. We're in the merch. Yeah, she goes there, tells everybody in Operation Poltergeist about Mueller and all the situation that like happened in Germany and various other members of the Thule Society. So that's how they get started on their adventure, which Melinda is a part of. So yay!
Sweet. Very, very cool. Very cool.
Amanda's part of.
Oh, Amanda's part of it? I'm sorry.
It took me a second.
I'm sorry.
All right. Is she really? Well, okay.
I heard it too, but I was like, man.
You know,
that's Amanda. Yeah, it's okay.
Some people just think Batman's just okay too. So we're gonna go right on.
No, I think Batman is awesome.
We're gonna go right on.
But it's got to be Michael Keaton.
Okay. All right. You can die on that hill. That's okay. But so I like, and it's one thing that I wanted that kind of stuck out with me. That was a really essential, great bit of role playing, which is what I'm always looking for in this series. That's done so smoothly that the average or new player wouldn't even know what the heck is going on. But when you're in your trance and you're talking about what happened to Aveline as Ella, and you're almost reciting note for note what's going on through that third person's eye in the supernatural, and you're displaying it. I mean, I know you kind of had to have some notes or something to fall back on, or really listen to a recording to get it down, because I mean, it was note for note, measure for measure, what happened right up to her, her being gone. And I was like, that was good. That it wasn't overstated. It wasn't in your face. We did it, and we're moving on. And the people who realize that, going, that was good. It's kind of those times when I catch myself when I'm reading and I read something really juicy and I got to go back and read it again. You're like, what?
Thank you.
I want to absorb that again and live that moment again because that was super good. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, it was like a really hard moment to capture because like I did have some write up notes about his speech and what he said afterwards, like in my head of like how it would work out, what he would say when she was dead, but her body and her spirit are still kind of connected to the scene. So I did a little bit after the fact of like, oh, we won't hurt your daughters if you follow what we say. And that's how they realize where the girls have gone, where the two daughters of,
which was a big clue. Yeah.
So it's still, according to all my other players, it says it still brings them chills thinking about it because I'm reenacting my character's death as a new person, and it's like,
yeah,
it's just one of those moments where I could not do it again if I tried.
It
was a great.
Was that like one take, or did you have to do it a couple times? Was that one done?
We do it live recording, straight
Yeah.
playthrough.
Okay.
And luckily we had no issues, so I was just able to really
Because
focus.
that was amazing. Yeah, again, like most people are just gonna go, okay, this part, and this is they're driving their car to work or whatever, not even catch what the hell is going on. No offense, but yeah, when I was listening to it, I'm like, honestly, that's probably one of the highlights of me, other than of course you dying.
My death.
Yeah, other than of course you dead. But I mean, just for me as a DM, sinking into a role play moment, it doesn't happen often. A lot of role play is really good, and when you're an experienced role player and you're really just kind of letting things flow out, it's all good. But this was like the sweet meat. It was not everybody even knows what the hell this is, and it was like, oh, that's perfect, chef's kiss. Done. Exactly.
These were
Yeah.
3 really good episodes to listen to together because they flowed really well. And then we ended, there's a lot of laughter in the last one.
In a completely panic-stricken moment.
Oh yeah.
And I will be thinking of Ella with the nickname Spider Monkey for a while. But I thought once again, everybody did a really good job. And by the time Aveline is dead and Raz is asking the other players what they're doing, because they had already said, I'm going to go out and spend the day at the festival or whatever. And they know you're dead, but they've got to continue on with what their characters were going to do. And some good acting.
Yeah. I mean, they're all running around with punching in the gut. Honestly, they all are, and walking emotionally wounded, and it's just it's hard. And then they still got this thing to go on. I mean, they're stuck in the middle of nowhere. Where the hell are they going to go? Else they're going to go, and they got this mission, but they just lost someone. I mean, if it wasn't Series 4, everybody got seriously mangled, injured, wounded, chased down, blah 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 blah. Now someone's dead. And I love that part where Catherine, where everybody's like looking at what avenues they're going to do and stuff like that, what investigation you're going to do. And Catherine finally says, oh, we're going to split the party again? Is that what we're going to do? We're going to split the party and do all this different stuff and somebody's going to get shot? I was like, oh, thank you, God, sweet Jesus. It only took someone dying for this to happen.
Yeah, that's a lesson we will take with us forever. Like, it was also Faye, because Joel's character Sid, he's like, I need to find a holy man. I gotta find a holy man. She needs her last rites. But Faye's like, we just lost somebody. We don't know if they're still here. Are they gonna hurt us again? And so it's like either pair off or do something.
Yeah.
But it like, I totally like agree with you guys about like they had to act it so well and not meta. Like, oh, we have to get back to the depot because we know something's going wrong. It's like, no, we're having street meat and drinks.
Because they'll head back early. No,
exactly.
You look off to the east,
I believe didn't Catherine and Faye even like send food ahead of them so that Chorgy could stay out with them?
Yeah, and at one point, they went right behind Sid, who didn't notice them either, and it was beautifully choreographed on the fly.
Mm-hmm. Really well done. Really well done.
Although I think my favorite bit of all 3 episodes is when Raz loses it over how he created Chorgy and Fergie's names to rhyme.
Had these 2 pages of paper. Was it 2 pages of paper or something like that? Yeah.
It was 2 different pages, and there were days between them. And
he had both names.
Planning the airplane thing. It was hilarious.
I'm committed to this, and you want to do this. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he wrote both names on different days, different pages, and then when they were both mentioned at the same time, it's like, they rhyme. No.
Exactly.
They sound so much alike.
Exactly. Georgie and Porgy. Yeah.
I think it's.
Yeah.
No, they sound
Chorgy
strange to me.
It's
so good. Yeah,
you know what? They were meant for each other because
They
their
were.
names are just that similar.
Exactly.
They had no. That's what led to their romance.
Jack Sprat.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I also liked, and I think not to obviously take away from the death of Aveline and stuff like that, but one of the best moments out of these 3 episodes for me was where they were in with the, I guess, the maester woman, and where you found out that Chorgy was taking the tea so she wouldn't get pregnant again.
Yeah.
It was like I know that I've mentioned it several times, but just a slap in the face of what women were and still are in, some parts of it doesn't matter if their life is at stake. They produce children. That's what they do. And that was just very powerful for me that she was going through all this effort, and as hard as it was for her to feel like she's betraying her husband in doing this, for her to be taking this tea so she doesn't get pregnant, it was just very poignant.
Yeah.
Yeah, that scene for Faye and Catherine was pretty powerful because those are both major feminists during this era. I mean, you got female nurse, probably knows more than the doctors in the trenches.
I think she just proved it in this episode, but yeah. Go ahead.
Exactly. And then Faye was chosen to lead a dig in Egypt by herself as a woman, and now she's a part of this big adventure. So, and she doesn't let any man tell her what to do, or any woman for that matter, because of how many times she disobeyed Aveline in regards to her safety. The blob monster and all that lovely stuff. But having that moment where those two saw it was really intense and a great side plot, and it's kind of brings back the guilt, because I think Raz mentioned it, when she gets to the depot and all her relatives are dead, it's I was doing this stupid, selfish thing while my family was dying. And it really plays a havoc on Chorgy's psyche later on in the show. So
Yeah.
Except that Chorgy wasn't being selfish. She was looking out for her already 3 existing children.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she dies,
that's
who's going to take care of
the proper logical way to think about it.
Yeah. Who's going to take care of him? The guy isn't. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah. That's it's very out of its time, and then still speaks to our time.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great twist too.
Yeah.
It was an even better twist because, no offense to you guys, but it was a guy who thought of it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well done.
Pat on the back, Raz.
Exactly. Well done again. Always.
Raz raised 2 girls. He knows what he's talking about. So fantastic that we got such a feminist pro woman dad and keeper. So thank you.
I mean, it's almost. I mean, if his team won today, it would have been all right. But otherwise,
oh God, don't mention it.
I've only said it 5 or 6 times in the game about an hour ago.
Please don't piss him off before he kills us.
I live with him. You have distance protecting you.
I'm so draw, huh? Draw. I guess that's okay. It's like a participation ribbon, right?
I don't know
God, he's watching this right now.
But I do have a couch. Just if you need it and can get to Ohio.
I'll pack my car.
It's like a participation ribbon. That's what it is. Yeah, it's totally. 1 point. But yeah, I mean, he just amazes me more and more every time I listen to these episodes. I mean, I knew he was a good GM anyway. I've never really sat in one of his games and played it other than the Conan ones, which I knew was really good then. But then I had just such an intense hate for Lauren in the games that it was distracting me. But
not her character, but her.
Oh no, her. She chose to do it. Not her character. She chose.
Matt, compared to us, she's a kid. No offense, Lauren. I know you're a young adult woman.
She can be young and mean.
You're a grown-ass adult man.
Take that shit personal. Because I'm old, I can't take it personal. Is that what you're saying? That's just ageist, Melinda. But anyway. I digress.
Older than you, so
yeah, I digress. episode 47 when we all were like, hey, how about we we just paradrop into this area. Everybody's like, we're going to what? I mean, none of the characters had done this before. It's still relatively new because like paratrooping was just introduced in World War II, which hasn't happened yet. I mean, there were people doing parachute jumps, but that was only usually when the plane died. It's not like they planned to do it.
I was just reading an article on the guy who created the SAS yesterday on the BBC or early this morning. And yeah, he almost like ruined his life and left himself permanently crippled because he and a buddy decided they'd strap on parachutes and jump out of a plane just for the heck of it. And he got caught in the tail.
Oh. Yeah. Wow. Almost like Georgie was going to be in the prop fan or whatever it was going to be. Burned up in the prop fan.
Oh yeah. That whole scene with the fact that I just got there and I failed a roll with the parachute jumping, I'm like, I literally said, and I don't know if it's still in the show because Melinda edits certain things, but like, I'm gonna die. I literally just brought this new character in, and I'm gonna die again.
And Raz like, I'm not gonna kill you. Yeah, Raz like, nah.
Not good radio, not good show material. So we're gonna make you really throw luck rolls at this and just pray to the dice rolling gods. And we somehow survived it. And the parachute jumping was to catch up to Mueller because they had now like over 24 hours ahead of us because we planned Aveline's burial. We had no idea what we were going to do because there were no more climbers. Like they were either dead or missing, and so it's like we got to catch up to these guys somehow. And then I will warn you, the climb, he doesn't pull anything even after that big note of Aveline's death. There's still a lot of crazy, insane events that are going to happen culturally.
It's ice and snow and rock. Yeah, it's not going to be fun. It's going to be a whole fistful of slack.
I also like how he saved it, and he must have been thinking that because he already knew he was going to kill
somebody.
All of the porters and the climbers, which is what made Aveline's death so much more memorable and violent. It was that he just brutally killed everybody before her. But he brought back in the crime lord to help you guys out. So he already had he was already it was a good move.
It was a good move.
He knew that was going to happen. He knew that was going to happen. He just didn't know who was going to be at the depot. And I got there, wasn't going to move. So yeah, it's like this whole accumulation of wrong place, wrong time, but also right place, right time, because who else was going to be there? And
exactly.
Did he feel, you live with him, did he feel it all a little bit bad after killing her off later? Or did he razz you about it?
I assured him like that decision was perfectly character based. I'm like, yeah, it hurts because you spend this much time with them, and it felt like I was getting into stride with her a little bit more after Italy, and like, okay, people understand what she is now and how she's useful. And then of course the big tragedy, but I'm like, Raz, it's fine. Like, I was there. I was meant to be there, and if like that's the way it had to be, then that's the way it had to be, because again, it's like, I don't know. I got into her head and I thought, she can't leave.
There's no way she would have done anything else. Yeah.
It's like you said at the beginning, though. He gave you an out. You chose not to take the out.
So he didn't. He just rechecked with me, like, you sure this is what you want?
He opened the door, But
And it feels like nowadays people are afraid to lose a character in an RPG. And Cthulhu's known for killing characters.
Exactly. I mean, it's a completely legitimate tactic in the game to run and leave everyone to die and be the one person that tells the story. In Call of Cthulhu, I mean, that's kind of like how it goes. What are you doing? I'm running. I'm running.
This is a long adventure, and it's if it was gonna happen, it was gonna happen anyway. So
I mean,
you needed 3 chapters before you actually lost a character.
Yeah.
In the group.
None of us have gone insane yet, though. I will tell you that. Like, I don't know how we're not insane.
Yeah, I mean, some of you are riding close, but yeah, that on your sanity meter. But yeah,
Catherine and Faye are hanging on by a thread.
yeah, exactly.
Your dad
I
said you guys
honestly,
were
I
doing.
thought Faye was going to be the first one to like either go like totally batshit or die.
Yeah,
How do we know she hasn't gone totally
she
batshit?
could. She,
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
not
she
telling
could.
you anything.
She could be a ghoul for all we know. After she got nearly eaten by ghouls. Early on.
I love
But
Faye because she's a brilliant ditz.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Brilliant key player in the story. Just sometimes, as she always says, forehead first into trouble.
It's my weapon, my
She's-
forehead. Yeah,
She's a ditz. And I
Yeah.
love it
yeah,
because she comes across sometimes when she's talking to people, I think, as a little dipsy, yeah, a little out there, maybe not the brightest, and yet she really is.
yeah. I mean, some people could say, Batman's not all that great, and
You're never
really.
As the
not,
great-
not really.
That is because he is not the little Belgian.
Okay.
He is not Hercule Poirot.
Okay.
He is the
Okay.
greatest detective of all time,
Mm.
or
Okay.
Sherlock. That could
We'll
be
say-
interesting.
We'll
Anyway,
say of his time and agree to disagree.
top five.
of his time. But anyway, but yeah, the whole episode 47 with the parachuting thing, and I'm like, these guys are going to jump out of a plane, and like I said, this was not something that you did. Yeah, did they drop off cargo and stuff on that? Yeah, fine. Okay, yeah, cargo. People don't jump out of a plane unless it's on fire.
Jump out of the plane on the side of the mountain into the snow. Soft landing, right?
Exactly.
Hey, so learn
good.
as you go.
We also
Situation.
parachute out of a plane in Operation Poltergeist.
Yes.
I need to get caught up on
Well,
that.
well, by now most of them are practiced at it. It's like no thing. Oh,
Sid's already gone through it. He'll teach the others. Like, I've done this. I
exactly.
got this.
We're going to do a parachute jump. Oh, it must be Saturday. Okay.
Just a Tuesday.
Exactly.
I loved earlier in episode it's 45 or 47 where they just kind of started giving their little tragic backstories to one another.
Whoever finds this body, that's a writing on the plane.
Well, my mother was kidnapped and taken to this island and fed these cadavers that washed up on shore, and I wound up having to shoot her in the face, and that's the nuts and bolts of it. And then everybody else just started spilling stuff.
We're
It
vomit
was
on the plane.
wonderfully spontaneous, though.
Exactly. I
Ella-
like how.
Ella
Huh?
felt like she had to like give that caveat, like, "Hey,
Yeah.
this is how me and John know each other. I am not normal. Let's just get that out of there right now." Because she's
Yeah.
not normal, and she continuously is not normal throughout her tenure on this show.
I love her going
Yeah.
around the room sniffing the wall hangings.
Yeah. The fact that you got out of the critical fail on the jump through supernatural means was a great way to retcon that role without it breaking the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the time, yeah, you rolled 96, you're sucking air, baby. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, again, he did not want to kill you back to back, but allowing you to have that supernatural ability to foresee and go, okay, if I jump with this chute, I'm going to die. That was amazing. That was really well done.
That's
It
real
allowed
cool.
allowed the supernatural to step in and allow that the natural to not happen. That was really, really, really cool. I like that.
Very well done. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, hats off to you, Raz. It was a real spur of the moment way to make that a non-entity happening thing. So yeah, really well done.
It helped underscore the otherworldliness.
Yeah. Yeah. You had this vision of like the chute not opening or something. But yeah,
Somebody didn't pack this chute right. I can feel it.
Exactly. Oh, nice. And poor Catherine. And then you spider climbing on making a two for on one parachute. Yeah, it was really, really well done. Super good. and then you hit the silk, and then you're all down, and then they stop, and then we're off to our next adventures, on the mountain. Yeah, it's super good. You're in a completely hostile, inhospitable climate, alien to most of you, I think.
Yes, Sid's the only one who like has general climbing and adventuring experience as far as I remember. So he's like, okay, how to survive 101. And Catherine's the 5 F's of frostbite pamphlet. She'll make more pamphlets for every situation, but the 5 F's of frostbite, very important. And like, I hope as like the show goes on and you're gonna Ella uses this ability a lot because they're dealing with so much supernatural, and now she's kind of their go-to in between of like, okay, what happened? Figure it out. Use this. And it's like, it's very interesting to see how she pushes back on different things. And John obviously is gonna like be on her side because they were allies before. And I just like playing Ella so much because she is so off kilter. But she has moments where she's like stone cold, like I'm the shit. I know what I'm talking about. Don't mess with me, man. Because you guys, you are babies compared to what I've seen. It's like
cool.
That whole shot in the mud of their face, that pretty much is her go-to. Like, have you shot a relative? Anybody? No?
Anybody else in this room?
Has anybody seen a cannibal gun?
Relative.
Yeah.
Because they were going to eat you?
Yeah, were they going to like cause the end of the world?
No, we're good. Nice. Bunch of wussies.
Wuss.
Oh man, somebody call Batman. Anyway, we're gonna wrap this up.
Batman can't help us now.
he ain't got nothing on this.
Oh, please tell your dad that I said regarding you creating characters like they constantly kill you off, kind of like the Bard in Darkness Rising.
Yeah.
All I have to say is hide behind the pile of bards.
Yeah, hide behind the pile. Exactly.
We'll hide them. But
if you haven't seen it, it's a great movie.
Oh, I've seen that movie. It's great.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I love it.
Nice. Amanda, you got anything else you want to add?
No, that's it.
We're good.
No, I don't. I feel like we've kind of touched on everything. It was
excellent.
No.
like I said, I really had trouble focusing on 47 because I was so just reeled from 45 and 46 that 47 was a hard listen for me. So I'm definitely going to revisit it again when I'm doing the next series of episodes because it was just so traumatizing.
Very
I know that it was meant to be like, I know that Aveline would have done nothing else. Like that is what she would have done. And I think you did just an epic job playing her and staying true to your character. But God damn it, that sucked.
It sucks.
And I know there's more loss coming.
Yeah, I mean, but again, like you said, we are playing Call of Cthulhu, and people are going to die. It's a horror game. It's not horror if people don't die.
Yeah,
I know.
I care so
much. I come from a predominantly D&D background where you can go in guns blazing and nobody dies. Like it's rare to lose.
Yeah, but back in the day, you died.
Well, I know back in the day, like earlier editions and stuff like that. But I mean, I grew up on 3rd edition, so
you're superheroes, yeah.
Like you have a lot of it's difficult to die, and going to a system like Call of Cthulhu because that's
much easier. Yeah,
it's way on the other end of that spectrum. It's rough. So and we've had 45 episodes with Aveline, so it's it's like she really was starting to like Kayla said with the now that everybody knows she's the reflection and she can really like use her talents to lose her that quickly. It was gut wrenching.
Yeah, that was a great part where they're all reflecting on their favorite moments, and he's like,
"Is that pun intended?" Wait, is that pun intended?
Exactly. But yeah, he's talking about here's this idiot.
I did love the big reveal, and as I was listening to it, I was thinking one of my favorite funny memories of Aveline is when they finish at the, was it the Reichstag? They get the flag and they head off to, what they're using for their safe house and walk in. And there's the comment, you should see him in a dress. And I was just thinking that. And I swear 60 seconds later, you're like, oh, yeah, I remember. I was like, yes.
Well done. Well done.
Love
Good,
that.
super good stuff.
Because once
Super good
again, you
stuff.
surprised Scott.
He's like, what? Is he not coming? What? Oh, oh!
I forgot about that, to be honest. It popped into my head and I thought it was going to get edited out, but no, they kept it.
That was so good. You can.
They kept it.
It's almost like a Joey moment from Friends. Like, oh!
I still love that whole arc with the assassination and you guys getting the flag. And I think that's probably one of my favorites still.
Mm-hmm.
Is just how heart-wrenching the decisions everyback's making are. Because by this point, you're a little more hardened. So
Yeah. No, my favorite is Aveline getting shot in a little hovel in a little back street of Kathmandu. But no, it was pretty good.
Let's be honest, you love Catherine just because Lauren. But
if only. I shall have my revenge. I shall. I really will.
Well, it means a lot that the character of Aveline hit you so well, and like you could relate to her and understand where she was coming from, and that does mean the world because we put a lot of time into thinking about how this was going to be set up, and there were a lot of different variables to this decision, and then coming back so quickly with Ella, there's just so much I can't say. Because Nepal was such a huge chapter for us just overall, and it changes a lot of the way we think, especially because of this.
Yeah, we're just the front door of it.
Beginning.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys enjoy the rest of it, and
I'm sure we will.
I'm not liking the tone that it's set. I mean, I'll just be upfront about that. I'm not digging the tone that Raz has set for this.
The tombstone tone? That tone?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I was not looking forward to Nepal after listening to the first episode of Operation Poltergeist and knowing some of what was coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, we got to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for being here, especially Kyla. Thank you so much for being a guest on us as we finish up our reviews, episodes 45 through 47. Meet back with us soon as we go through 48 to 50. We try to catch up with these guys and see what's going on. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you, everybody.